this website, why would I not go to go.icosa.pro or go to go to hex.com/stake? Like, why would I come here? What is the value prop for me and everyone else using it?
Yeah, I mean, it's two-factor. I mean, it's gas savings and it's time savings. So you, by putting your stakes into this not yet finished set of contracts, you can have your stakes ended for you and restarted for you if you put up the appropriate tips, and you can even not forget to mint your Hedron and now Communis. So that's been a good development recently. I was actually working with Kodiak, and he was one of the people who leveled that criticism, I guess, of the current state. Is that lack of a token, so he's been actually really instrumental with the integration, and I think this is actually the first Communis integration, so that's been kind of interesting too. So I'm not sure if it's going to turn into anything, but you can start stakes for your cold wallets from this stuff. You can start stakes for other people. I think the most interesting thing is like that you can start stakes for other people, and therefore you can create an onboarding tool where you can just hand stakes out to people. Like you could set up a system where you could scan your QR code and start a stake for somebody else. And they can just go here and end it whenever it's done, or put a tip in, or you can put a tip in. You can put tips in for strangers even. So that's kind of an interesting thing too. It's still kind of in flux and not all the way finished, but we're getting there.
Do you have something new? You're muted.
I was just thinking how to automate this.
Yeah, no,
my mind around it.
Yeah, I'd love for you guys to automate something like this. I think I kind of went at this from the opposite direction as Tetra, in that like it's less about you being able to manage your own stuff and more about everybody else being able to manage one thing, and so solving that problem with this very complicated contract, but also kind of elegant in a lot of ways. I think was the right move, at least for that time. I've got a few other contracts that I've been working on as well. Basically a means of you being able to like isolate your own stakes and like allow people to do certain like very specific parameters, inputs with them. So you could like have people on a certain day and, end your stake and then restart, for a different number of days or something like that. I've got a pared down version in the current contracts, but yeah, basically the whole point is to take it. I'm guessing you run into EIP 2929 pricing, Neil, and yeah, it's basically just a matter of taking advantage of that for stakes. I can actually run let me see if I can run the Foundry test real quick.
Okay. I think the most interesting thing that strikes me is starting stakes for cold wallets. Like that's didn't even think about that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So
and just for Tetra automation real quick, I was just thinking onboarding idea. Would it be possible to, question for both of you, would it be possible to automate this in a way? I don't know if you need Tetra for it. I just keep thinking of like some way to just print a bunch of onboarding QR codes or something that you could just give out. That it's not like, because you give out liquid hex, you don't know if they're going to stake it. You got to do the whole thing. But if you hand out stakes, if you hand out like 15-year stakes, and someone's like, oh, in 15 years or 10 years, private, whatever it is, if you hand them that, that's cooler. I don't know.
Yeah, I commented on somebody's video the other day. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Where he created. Yeah, here it is. Let me send it to you in the chat. You can pull it up. He basically just created these stake hex.today printouts. Yeah, should pull that up.
Party.
Yeah, go ahead and play that real quick.
So I don't have any sound, but yeah, it's playing.
Yeah, you might recognize that as the stake hex UI. I thought that was really cool, and it reminded me of something that Bitcoin people did back in the day. And so if you scroll down, you'd probably find one of my responses at some point.
Are you one of the ads or no? Okay. That looks cool, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, there I am right there. So one can start stakes for other wallets, meaning if you can print the private key without exposing it, you can scan a QR code, public address on the back and start a stake for that address, making that stake a reality when it's handed out. So yeah, it's kind of a cool concept. But it's basically just what Bitcoiners did back in the day, you know?
Yes, those stakes instead of liquid. Like that's
Right.
awesome.
See, yeah, we got some stuff we're working on too, the background for HEX. Just can't talk about now, but we got some pretty good things for HEX in the future too. So,
awesome.
I mean, just this thing, there's so much we can do with Tetra that people don't realize the power, and we all want the price to go up, but in reality, only the price of HEX goes up as people buy it, and so we're looking at ways to encourage that.
Yeah, definitely.
Dude, that's super cool. See, that's why these conversations are helpful too. That's what I'm saying. Like, instead of like, needing to incentivize people to use it by giving them a token. Again, nothing wrong with that. There's plenty of platforms to do it. There'll be plenty more people do it. But if you're able to show them like, hey, you need this, you can use this for some purpose. Like whatever you're trying to do, this will help you do it better or enable some new situation like onboarding, automating onboarding. Like that's something I can see that'd be super useful.
I hope it didn't come off as me thinking that people shouldn't be releasing tokens. That'd be super clear. I'm not against people releasing tokens at all. So, but yeah, that's definitely true.
Not at all. No, this is awesome, man. I'm like literally like demo day. I didn't get to see this point either. So I'm more intrigued than even I was on that day. Very cool. Mike Barty. Shout out to Mike Barty doing some cool stuff here too.
Well, imagine